Hey, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if you skip this part of the video, you will miss out on the deal of a lifetime. If you click the link in the description, you will see that Atlas VPN are giving out an offer to get a 3-year subscription for just $1.83 per month. That's less than Netflix's latest price increase. Plus, it comes with 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the best VPN on the market, and you can use it to watch shows that are not available on streaming services in your country. So you can watch Friends on UK Netflix, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have a subscription to Netflix. You can even use it on unlimited devices, so everyone in your house can watch Friends on UK Netflix at once. And they keep your searches private, so that we'll all finally stop spying on you. But remember, time is of the essence if you want to get this offer. Just $1.83 per month to get a 3-year subscription by clicking the link in the description below.
My 25F family wants to eat in separate rooms this Thanksgiving. Just for background, my parents are still very panini cautious. Washing groceries, wearing gloves, double masking everywhere, the whole shebang. I've recently moved out, and they also had a recent meltdown when they learned I dropped the rest of their precautions now that I'm in my own place. They invited me over for Halloween, and were surprised and disappointed when I declined. But I'd rather hang out this Halloween alone. They're just giving out candy, I'm sorry. Not giving it out, but putting a bowl on the front porch that tells kids to take 2 pieces and staying inside, where I'd have to wear a face covering around them anyway. They also expect me to come over for Thanksgiving. I asked them what they have planned for me to do precaution-wise, and they said we can all eat in separate rooms, and then when we watch a movie together, we can wear face coverings in the family room. I'm sorry, that does not seem appealing to me. I know the joy of visiting my family should beat all of that and I should just put up with it, but it all seems ridiculous. I'm on the verge of saying no to Thanksgiving this year and I know they will have a super ultra meltdown. Too long did not read. Parents want us to eat in separate rooms and mask this Thanksgiving due to their pandemic precautions. Don't know how to deal with this. ETA. Maybe people are thinking I live very far from my family and don't see them often. I only live 40 minutes away and just saw them last weekend when we took a walk in the park together, them double masked, of course. I've decided I'm not going to indulge them in their hysteria and offer a morning walk that Thanksgiving instead. Then I'll go back to my place to eat in peace. For Thanksgiving, why not just everyone eat at their own place and FaceTime each other while eating? It would make about as much sense as what they have planned. I think your parents have posted here about you multiple times. Here's just one post. Kinda a hard one because it's family on a holiday. But, honestly, if it was me, I would spend this one on my own. How about everyone takes a COVID test outside before they come in? No mask if negative. I feel like you guys would have more fun eating a meal together on FaceTime because then at least you could actually talk to each other. I don't think you should even eat in the same house. Not just COVID, but also the flu and common cold. Both can be lethal. It's really not worth even going outside ever again. I think my best friend wants my boyfriend. I, 21F, have been with my boyfriend, 21M. We will call him Matt, for 4.5 years. We are a very healthy, happy relationship. He's my favorite person in the world. I have been very close friends with a girl, 21F. We will call her Cassie, since we were 11 years old. Our friendship has had its bumps, but overall it's been a pretty good one. Cassie has been single for just under 2 years, and she's often talking about how she wants a fling or a boyfriend, specifically someone like my Matt. We are very mindful and considerate of the fact that she is lonely, so when we hang out as a group or even the 3 of us, Matt and I don't show each other really any affection or lovey-dovey stuff as we know she could get upset. I believe that she idolizes him because of how amazingly he treats me, so over time this has formed into a lust and desire for him. There have been a few instances however where she has really crossed a line and I don't know what to do about it. Cassie has a private story on Snapchat, where she told me she has only girls and Matt on it. This was weird because her and Matt are friendly, but she only knows Matt as my boyfriend, not her friend. Anyway, she began posting extremely sexual videos of herself on this story, which was weird to post on something you just had your girlfriends on. One specific time she was posting her trying on clothes, including these tiny shorts which she was shaking her ass in right in front of the camera. Why did she want just her girlfriends and Matt to see this? A couple months ago, Cassie sent me a picture of a photo of a guy in one of the houses she cleans, and she said how much he looked like Matt. They looked really similar. Last week, she told us in our girls group chat how at one of the houses she cleans there is this guy who is so hot, and said she was going to try find a picture. When she finds and sends it, it was that same picture. So I replied with, "Wow, he looks like Matt." And she just said, "I know." I found this weird seeing she was the one to point out how he looked like Matt in the first place, but I let this slide. Another instance is one girls' night, we were all talking about our typical types. She starts describing Matt. "I love blonde hair, blue eyes, and I love nerdy gamer boys." My other friend actually pointed this out, saying she thought she was describing Matt also. There was also this time where our friend group was hanging out with drinks at the house Matt and I were house sitting for the week. Matt got really drunk and hopped out of the pool and was sitting inside. I was offering him food and water and looking after him, and he was telling me he felt a little unwell. Cassie comes rushing inside and made a big fuss, baby talking him and asking if he was okay or if he wanted her to make him some food. Don't get me wrong, this was nice I guess, but I was right there doing the same thing and she was talking to him as if he was her boyfriend. She is always calling him cute, handsome and gorgeous. Not just to me, but to his face too. She baby talks him like he's her own boyfriend, and no, she does not do any of this stuff to anyone else, just Matt. The most recent occurrence is what has really made me put all the pieces together. Cassie and I were planning on watching movies in my room for the afternoon. Matt was still at my place and was with my younger sister in her room, but was about to leave. When she first arrived, we went and sat in my room and immediately she goes, "Tell Matt he can come sit with us, he doesn't have to hide in the other room." Which he wasn't because he was with my sister. So I went and told him and he said, "Nah, I'm going home now for a bit anyways," and Cassie says, "What, why? Am I not fun enough for you?" Really weird and awkward. Matt just laughed and left. A few hours later he came back to my place and came in my room to say hi, then he went in our lounge room. Cassie was showing me her saved TikTok edits of hot guys, and she gets to one and goes, "This guy looks so much like Matt." He was just blonde. But I found it weird how she was looking for my boyfriend's features in hot guys. Then comes the worst part. She's showing me a couple on TikTok that she thought was really cute, and Matt came into my room to grab his charger. As she was showing me this TikTok of the couple, she was not looking at Matt, she was not showing Matt the video, she was just watching it. She then lets out a moan and said, Matt," and then acted like it didn't just happen. This was so weird. Did she say it on accident? Why was she thinking of my Matt when watching a relationship video? It was so weird and Matt and I were incredibly uncomfortable. I do really love Cassie, I just do not know what to do about this. But this whole crush has seemed to grow over the past few weeks. I really want to be wrong about it, but there's so many situations I just don't know if I can get past it. I've spoken to Matt about it and he agrees and said it makes him really uncomfortable and he doesn't want to be around her. I also don't want to ruin our friendship or hurt her feelings because she's really sensitive and over the top. What do I do? Edit. I should also mention she is a depressed and mentally unstable person. I don't want to be mean and hurt her, but she's just taking it too far. You are seriously thinking about what to do when your partner has made it crystal clear that he is uncomfortable around her? What's there to debate about? He has all reason to be uncomfortable. You need to keep her away from him because I can see already her making real moves on him, and if he rejects her, she'll spin a story about them hooking up so you break up, or if that doesn't work, she'll accuse him of SAW or something. If she can't have him, no one can. That's her brand of crazy. You must set a clear boundary with her, and if she gets all pissy, let her. She's alienating herself. She is not your or his friend if she does stuff like that. If setting healthy boundaries ruins the friendship, then I'm sorry to say it's not much of a friendship. I actually would just stop hanging around Cassie and focus on other friendships and your BF. The pattern of choices she has made is clear enough that it warrants stepping away. After dating my F21 boyfriend, M23, for 3 years, I no longer recognize myself. I met my boyfriend the first week of freshman year. Since then we've been inseparable. This is not to say the relationship has been perfect, it's been very rocky and has worn on me in a lot of ways. My boyfriend is extremely jealous. I've been accused of cheating so many times. His jealousy extends mostly to my clothing and makeup. When we met I was really into fashion and like makeup. I liked experimenting, trying new weird stuff. This part of me is totally gone. It's rare when I am not wearing something baggy. I never do my makeup. I also feel like a crazy person constantly. Sometimes he treats me magically and tells me all the ways he loves me, and a few days later he will either pretend he never said that, or claim he regrets it. And then a few days later reiterate his love for me. It's like this constantly. He also cheats on me. We get into these fights, sometimes over small things like his inability to clean the sink. He will get mad, storm out, and then come back a few days later. I caught him during one of these times kissing another woman, and he claimed he broke up with me by leaving, only to return the next day like nothing's happened. All of this is to say I don't recognize myself, and I feel like I am one bad sleep away from losing my mind. I look like a different person, I am uglier, all my favorite clothes are gone. Everything that made me like me seems to piss him off. I don't know if he loves me. I think he does, and I want him to, but he likes keeping me guessing. I feel totally worthless, I feel ugly, I am miserable. I just want him to like me or give me some clarity. I know this can't be healthy, but like no matter how mad he makes me, I just want his approval. I am crazy and I hate it. A lot of these things are classic abusive behaviors. I think you already know the answer here. No one who loves you should try to dull your sparkle. They should love the fact that you try new fun looks and are adventurous with fashion. They should also trust you, unless you've given them a reason not to. You learned a lot from this relationship. Time to move on. Heart. Time to break up and get in therapy to undo the damage to your self-esteem and boundaries that he's done. I was married to a man just like this. Please break up with him. He is manipulating you and being emotionally abusive, and it will never get better. You need to rebuild your boundaries and sense of self, and you cannot do that while you're still in a relationship with him. He's just using you at this point. Break up with this guy ASAP. My 38F husband, 39M, was arrested for assaulting his boss at work. We had been married for 13 years and have a 12-year-old son and 10-year-old daughter. Our marriage had been going mostly fine, although he would occasionally lose his temper and yell at me, but would almost immediately apologize. He had this problem towards others, so it wasn't just me but a lifelong problem. Today though, he called me from prison and told me he got arrested. Apparently, he was told he would be fired from work due to poor job performance and his attitude at work. After arguing and trying to plead his case, he then punched and tried choking his former boss to death. Security had to be called and he is under arrest. I was horrified, and I know this might sound like I'm cruel, but I refused to bail him out and told him this marriage is over and to stay somewhere else. The thing that got me was that he said he would do this again if gone free until he got his job back. What do I do about the future, like how to tell my kids their daddy is in jail for attempted murder? Dear God, the title did not prepare me for how truly horrifying this situation was. He tried to choke to death his boss? Yes, divorce is the only option, and you needed to do everything possible to keep him away from the children. The act alone is enough to be scared, but the lack of remorse and the threat to do it again? Try for a restraining order. I truly do wish you and the children the best, and hope you have a great support system in place. I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through. As far as the children go, I would insist on, really, getting a child therapist who can help you figure out how best to handle the situation, because they'll have a much better understanding of how to approach this delicately. You should tell them the truth. The kids shouldn't be around him. He could take out his temper on them. It'd better if you and the children could keep away from him.